perspective, we can manage this entire piece, including risk management system for them.
Okay, guys, so I'm trying to make this more widespread for anybody who is either using your products or any other product, right? And therefore, before I come to Ayush, Pratyush, to you, because Ayush keeps on telling me that ये सारा AI का जो कांड है वो Pratyush ने किया है, right? So on screener, that is. So am I right, Ayush?
Yeah. So I'm the most technologically handicapped person in our team, and Pratyush's effort is to make me use it, and that is what he keeps trying to do. And if I get to use it, then we believe that everyone can use it. That is what our aim is. So yeah,
okay, so I'm going to come to you as an end user as well, but Pratyush, I'll come to you because मेरे हिसाब से आपका शायद इनसे थोड़ा अलग होगा यूजेज, क्योंकि आप शायद बॉटम अप पे ज्यादा करते हो, राइट? सो हाउ डज एन एवरेज पर्सन make the best use of AI, whether on Screener or on Jarvis or wherever else, whichever platform they are using? आपके हिसाब से कैसे यूज करना चाहिए, आप कैसे यूज करते हो?
I use it as a private counselor. मेरे पास आज एक पर्सन है जिसके पास मैं कुछ भी बहुत बेवकूफ़ी भरे सवाल भी पूछ सकता हूँ और कुछ भी पूछ सकता हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ भैया इज टॉकिंग अबाउट अ कंपनी लाइक से HBL एंड ही सेइंग दैट उसको कवच का ऑर्डर मिला या कुछ मिला, फॉर मी कवच इज जस्ट मतलब मेरे को उसका ABCD भी नहीं पता. सो आई गो हेड एंड फर्स्ट आस्क, ओके व्हाट हैपेंड इन दिस कंपनी, व्हाट व्हाई दिस द नंबर्स चेंज ऑफ दिस कंपनी. Then it says that, okay, it got an order for Kavach and those things. Then I ask, okay, Kavach hai kya? What is Kavach? Why is it unique? Why is only this company having this particular technology? How did they work on this? And like this, those sessions start proceeding. And it can be like for pharma, this was something which was very tough for me to understand. Like what is ANDAs, what is all these approvals and different things. Yes. So
I like the term ANDA, by the way. But okay.
So I asked it, like many people say that intermediates are like just another chemical company. So it helps me in understanding that why is any API manufacturer different from a chemical manufacturer? What are the differentiations? How this industry works, and from there I start getting to the next question. Okay, then how is this applicable to this company? What this company is doing? Also, for like when till now on Screener we were able to glance the numbers very quickly, but to understand why those numbers changed, why the margin increased from 10% to 15%, was it a temporary shift, was it a permanent shift? Now I have someone who can do that work for me, go into those documents and provide me answers by referring to those announcements, con call transcripts, presentations and everything. And that's where these models are very helpful.
Amazing. So Ayush, मैं आपको पूछता हूँ, because I'm presuming you started using at the behest of Pratyush, you started using AI, right? So आप क्या करते हो? जैसे प्रत्युष ने बोला कि is there a string of questions कि भाई मैंने पूछ लिया कि ये clinical trial, अच्छा let's say margins, किसी company के margins increase हो गए, so why did they increase? Then you ask a follow-up question and the string remembers all of those questions and thereby eventually gives me a final answer. Is that how you are using it?
So maybe to answer that, I'll take you through what we have done at Screener. So basically...
But I would urge you, all three of you, to kind of broad base the thing, not just to your own platforms, but to have an average person can use any platform. Yeah, but you can take the example of Screener. Yes.
So basically, what is the key thing that our AI does? AI is very, very powerful because it can go through huge amount of data, whatever the maximum amount of data which is out there, that is, it can process in a very quick amount of time period and give you a very structured outcome. And day by day, what we are seeing is that the models are getting better and smarter. They are getting that intelligence wherein you get the wow factor when you run queries. If you ask it a simple question, then also it is able to give you some intelligent insight which you were looking for. So that is what is happening when you use AI. At Screener, what we have done is that we have tried to, we had the benefit of having all the data that we were collating on all the companies, whatever, the annual report, the official announcements, documents, whatever they are filing, the credit rating reports. So it is getting that whole base on the document to get started with, and then it will go on the web and do the additional searches that you want to do. So first, the biggest benefit is that you're getting to work on factual data and facts and not hallucinate. Like Sumit was mentioning that one of the problem in the AI models is that it hallucinates a lot. So this is one thing that we have been able to safeguard against. And like Pratish is saying, use it like your friend or assistant, wherein whatever basic question comes to your mind. Like when a company, somebody tells me about a company, then the first question I'll go and run is, please explain me what does this company do? And it will give me a good summary that, okay, these are the key products, these are the key customers, this is where they do their business, this is how the business has grown. And then reading that, I'll put up some follow-up questions. Okay, tell me what this product is, like Pratyush mentioned about a company. So what is this Kavach? Then I can ask even tougher questions. Okay, who are the bigger global players? How big is this opportunity? Who are the real competitors? So you can go on and on. The power of AI is that it is limitless. You know, you have to really think out of the box, or you have to really be creative. You don't need to hold yourself. You can, when I talk to my users or people who have been using it, I'm amazed with the kind of use case they have. Like somebody might build a detailed valuation model for next 3 years, 5 years, which was a job which you take at least a week or 10 days. If I had to prepare a summary of all the con call transcript for last, in fact, this is where we started using AI first. Like as more and more companies, I'm an investor who likes to be having a very diversified portfolio, and I like tracking at least maybe 500 names. So
500, huh?
At least, yeah.
At least, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So to be updated about them, I have to go through so many announcements and data which come. The first meaningful use case was the summary of transcripts. Now, if you had to read one transcript, it used to be 15, 20 pages long. Today, with the click of a button, I'm able to get a summary which is so meaningful, which gives me even quotes of the management which it considers very important. And trust me, I've stopped reading any of the transcripts. Rarely. So that is the power of AI. And along with other use cases, maybe you want to add or something, maybe Sumit, in reference to this, like humongous, whatever you want to do.
So are you guys able to trust the output that is being given by various AI models? Let's say, for example, con call summaries, right? Is the output given by AI, any model, is that trustworthy? Sumit, can I ask you, how much do you trust this to trust your $100 million investment that you spoke about?
Yeah, so I think there's a process of validation. So, I mean, anything that comes out might not be trusted at the first go, but it's a process. Process of training, retraining the machine, and eventually getting into that accuracy mode. So I think eventually a lot of our models today we can, we have validated, we can trust on it. But just expanding beyond this, the call transcripts
sure,
and everything. A lot of other, few of the other sources for us are also very, I would say, unique sources. For example, the Chambers data. Or anything that comes up in journals, business journals, internationally also for that matter. Sometimes some of these information also becomes super important from a user's perspective for us, at least from the research side of it. So we are the researchers here in our case. So in these cases, we really go top down, wherein we first try and understand an industry or a specific theme or a product or a component of a product, and then go deep dive into region, industry, which stock, how much is it, whether it's the right time, and get into it.
Sumit, एक example दीजिए. चलिए. Give me an example of how you use this for doing a top-down research for a sector which is global. Let's say if you studied semiconductors or you studied rare earth metals. So how did you use AI to drill down to the particular part of the sector, then the company, and if there was an India chapter attached to it?
Absolutely. So first of all, we would look at, the availability of these rare earth materials currently in China, majorly. Then we would look at what
you used AI to ask that, tell us which are the rare earth materials which are available in China, which might have an export ban, for example.
No, so we don't have a model which is very similar to a screener wherein we have an opportunity to ask, but it is, we ingest the information and, it's the core Jarvis engine which becomes intelligent enough to answer these things. Now, when I say answer, it's not answer to us, answer the further steps. So the first thing is we would look at which are the regions who has this. Second would be what are the use cases and how big could be the use cases. Not immediately, but maybe for the next 2 years or 3 years, like EV 5 years back, for example. Then we would get into regions. So which in case I just mentioned as China. Then we would look at, okay, which are the stocks and what are they doing? Are there any smaller companies, maybe within the same region or any other region who are doing something similar but at a very small scale? They have an opportunity to grow multi-times rather than already a $30 billion company. So that's the process that we do. Then once we identify the region, industry and company, we go qualitative. So we look at the management and many other things from a fundamental research point of view. Lastly, we look at the timings from a quant or a technical perspective. That also depends upon what's the product. So if I'm building a long only product, I don't care. But if I'm looking at a positional product, then probably I would care. That's how it goes.
Okay, but this is something that I guess any fundamental analyst would also pursue the process, whether on AI or otherwise,
Absolutely.
right? Simple. You want to add
Absolutely.
something to this, Ayush?
So like specific to this use case that you asked, I'll give a very recent example that we did actually on whole of it on AI. It was nothing
Please.
manual that we had to do. So like we came across an opportunity in the battery energy storage system. Like this is a big buzzword which is being talked about today. There's a huge growth potential, but I knew nothing about it. Absolute nothing. Simply by spending maybe 15-20 odd minutes on an AI platform, I could gather data, what BESS is, what are the global opportunity size, how is the growth happening globally. I could very soon, based on the answers, figure out that China is a key country. Then I asked some follow-up questions. Kindly let me know who are the key players in China, what are their capacities, how they have grown over the period, what kind of capex plans are they having, what are the technologies they are focusing on, and everything I could get within few seconds in a beautiful table, wherein I could figure out that, okay, the largest company is this at this size with such kind of valuation, and how they have grown in last 10 years. Then I could replicate it to the Indian context. I could just go and ask that, okay, now tell me who are the players in India who are seriously doing work on this. And it gave me beautiful insights that, okay, there are 5, 6, 7 serious players who are doing several expansion plans and where they are in their journey, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, which technology each of them are working on. Trust me, all of this data would have taken me at least a month or maybe at least 15 days for a team of analysts to figure out. But all this was possible maybe in 15-20 odd minutes on a AI platform.
And you guys are trusting these outcomes to the T. It is possible to trust these outcomes. Please, Pratyush. Yeah.
So one small insight, like for last 3 weeks, he has been asking AI, give me questions to ask in AGM for any company.
Now, if you do that, we'll know how you came across those questions. Okay, but yeah.
But coming to hallucinations, this is a very important part. Like, can we trust it? So behind the core technology, it is an answering machine, and it gives answer no matter what. It gives answer where no answer exists. So if you will ask it, like there are many examples on net around that, for example, around case laws, that give me a case law where this then this happened, it will just hallucinate and give you some XYZ versus XYZ name. How many stones can we eat in a day? There are examples where it will hallucinate that it is safe to eat 15 stones a day. So it is an answering machine where it is supposed to give answers. And it gives answers because where it doesn't have any context, it gives wrong answers. But as soon as it gets a context, if we give it a full con call, if we just ask it that what was discussed in this NDTV Ignite event without giving it any context, it will hallucinate and it will give something that this thing was discussed.
So how does an average person, average Neeraj, guard against that? Can I ask you that?
Yes.
What is it that you don't do on any AI platform, right? Whichever platform you use, by the way, you don't do it on that platform to ensure that it doesn't give you a hallucinated answer.
Most important thing is how did it answer it? When all the platforms show the sources that were used to give that answer. Within Screener AI, when you ask a question, it will show that it read through the annual report, announcements, and the RHPs, credit rating reports, and all the documents. If on ChatGPT or Perplexity, you will always see the source, and if the source is not there, then you can probably guess that it is a hallucinated thing. There are a few other things that we need to be cautioned when using AI based on the technology that it is. Like, when there are lots of numbers, as soon as the numbers, numerically, if it goes beyond 20-25 numbers, then it starts making errors. So, for example, if you ask AI that give me all the orders that a company has received over last 5 years, it will prepare a beautiful table. But in the last row, the total will often be wrong.
Okay.
And that total won't be wrong by an order of magnitude. It will be like if the total is supposed to be 2030, it might give 2024, 2032 or something like that. So as soon as that numerically numbers start going beyond 20, there can be few errors. Errors are also there because of the errors in the source often. Like in PDFs, we often see the number is written as 23.24. But if you copy it as a text and paste it somewhere, it will be 2224 without the decimal. Sometimes those decimals are not provided in the PDFs in a proper text way. And that's where it will make those errors.
Okay.
So even when it is getting a good context, it can make errors, especially with PDFs because of the kind of document it is getting.
Wow. So when you are asking for the outcomes, and Sumit, I'd like you to come in on this. जब आप outcome ये देखते हो, you look at the sources that the AI model has gone through, and your hack is कि if there are a lot of numbers, then safeguard against the total.
Just double check the number.
हाँ, मतलब 20 billion और 18 billion में बहुत बड़ा फर्क हो जाएगा. All right, point well noted. Sumit, you want to add to this? What is the safeguard that you put in for your own personal research when you are using AI?
So beyond whatever the machine is doing, we have got a human layer to it just to validate.
No, you personally, Sumit, can I ask you? Because a lot of people might not be using Jarvis, right? So I'm just trying to broaden the audience. Yeah.
So I would say my personal experience would be to use my own, to train my own system.
Okay, fine.
Not majorly that's the use case rather than using it for my own investments. So when
You don't, which means, or do you?
not much.
Okay, fine.
Not much.
Yeah, but please, yeah.
So,
Please finish your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we do that, of course, we look at the data source. Now, even with some of the really trusted data sources, we have been able to identify errors. Really big global data sources. And so now we have taken a decision that, we'll do away with all of those things and we will be the vendors for ourselves. So we have started ingesting the quarterly reports, annual reports, and every other qualitative information ourselves. So we have built our own engines to do that. Wherein we get the data right from the source of truth, and so that way we are avoiding any mistakes in the numbers or in the context and everything around. Now beyond that also, whatever is being processed by the AI engine, there is always a human layer. So we always say that AI plus human is any day better than just a AI or just a human. So we have both the layers, so which would validate the models that actually goes out in the market on public domain for users to use it. And we constantly keep on evolving. So we don't use anything that we were using in 23. We will not use anything in 27 which we are using today. So we are constantly evolving, new models are being created, and everything, of course, are being created by humans only at the back, who are adding the contextual intelligence to the entire model, with which the outputs are even better with every single year, I would say.
Interesting. Okay. The other question is, Ayush,